and incidentally the best flurries in that first period probably going the way of the home team. And so Angie Francisco, even though Wisconsin has the 1-0 lead, I think the question of adjustments might actually fall more to their side because of the pressure that UMD was able to apply. How do the Badgers do a better job of playing Badger hockey in the second period?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure that they're so concerned about their level of play. I think it was a very even period. The only place that it wasn't even is where it counts is on the scoreboard. But shots exactly the same. Shots attempted the same. Saves the same. Just keep grinding away, and when you get the opportunity, just make the most of it.
And Megan Duggan made the most of hers. Now 20 goals in her freshman season, as in that particular shift was skating with Erica Lawler because of an odd sequence that had Sarah Bauer out there for longer than usual. And Lawler and Duggan not forgetting how to play with each other, but now the customary lines have been restored. Lawler is out there here on the first shift of the second period, as is Mickelson. And out of the zone comes Lawler on the right wing side. A nice rink-wide pass onto the stick of Keesley. Keesley trying to go back to Lawler in front. It was tipped just wide. But stick-on-stick D by Sara Tuominen. As Keesley backhands it behind the net, and Giles will give chase with Jamie Rasmussen. Rasmussen around the dasher. Puck drops lightly to the ice and is pushed out of the zone on left wing by Karin DeMule. USCHO Game of the Week in Duluth, Minnesota. As I've referenced several times, first time in the 3 years I've been doing the Game of the Week where it's been truly Minnesota weather. As here comes Jasmine Giles. Stop and go move as she hits the line. We'll just wait for reinforcements and then climbs over the boards to the bench as Subi Vacher takes over at down low. Vacher moving out the near side on the bump, intercepted by Bauer. Rasmussen provides support down low. Slingshots it around far side, held there by Matthews. Goes right to the stick of Wagner, and Wagner pokes it on ahead. Bauer with a quick turnabout, finessing her way over the line, putting it into the high slot, too far for the intended receiver, Duggan. And it's Vacher wrapping it out to the red line, where Emily Morris fields for the Badgers. Now Bauer, circling in her own end. Space opening up in front of her, right wing side, Duggan. Duggan back to Bauer. Bauer, high slot, in front, redirect Zog, save is made, puck is loose. Schäuble is spread eagled outside the crease and gets the cover.
What a play there, that top line for the Badgers. They just read each other so well. They know where their line mates are going, and another great opportunity for the line of Zog, Bauer, and Dugan.
Zog that time the recipient for the shot attempt, but Schäuble with a fine save. And Duggan scrambling after the follow, but Rita was a couple steps actually outside the crease when she finally fell on top of it. And so we reset the action inside the UMD end with 1:45 gone in the second period. Wisconsin still with a 1-0 lead. Far side, Tia Hansen trying to establish a cycle. That was broken up. Michaela Lonsel pushes near side to Jill Sales. On now to Homelove and forwarding to Marin. Noemi Marin protecting the puck far side of the offensive zone. Peltery down low. Lonsel reaching forward, as is Matthews. Marin swoops down low to help out. Has a player in front, but it bounces off a Badger leg, and the puck skitters back to center ice as Sales in a foot race with Sanders. Sanders catches up with the defenseman. Gets inside position, now trying to center in front. A loose puck on the doorstep, bounds high in the air. Emily Kranz looking for it. Drops to the stick of Vacher instead, and she'll circle around to the right wing side, but can't get out of the zone. It's helped though from Marin, and now UMD has escaped as Erin Olsen lobs in on Dufour from long range. Off the bench comes Matala in the circle. Wrist shot, Dufour right there with a glove to make the catch.
One thing that I think probably both coaching staffs are looking to cut down on this period is the odd man rush is allowed. There are a couple. It's great for the fans there, but Lonzo had a breakaway. The Badgers had a few good chances there, 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, and they just got to do a better job maybe making decisions here.
Here comes Lawler in an odd man rush. Lawler to the backhand and a leg save by Soidlin to shut down speedy number 13 in red. And right as you were discussing odd man rushes, out went Erica Lawler on a speed burst, and she had a player with her, what became a 2-on-1. Giles up top, Mickelson on the drive. That was well wide. Far side gathered by Mantle, scales it off the glass, couldn't clear by Slusser. Bouncing puck rolls to Vacher, one hands after it. Still it's in the zone. Overskating though was Giles, taking back is Matala, and now Trepanier moves through center. Nicholson to the Badgers. Right back to Bauer, playmaking right wing side. High slot, Duggan from the angle, up high, awkward save, rebound Bauer. Schäuble's got that one as well, and she holds on.
Another great shot by Duggan there. Almost caught Schäuble by surprise, and Bauer was right on the doorstep, but Schäuble again comes over for the rebound save. That break by Lawler, well, I don't think was so much of a defensive mistake there, but it was just her speed. I mean, she created that opportunity, turned in sort of a breakaway, sort of a 2-on-1. And, that speed will do wonders here.
Erica Lawler is not going to lose many foot races as Megan Duggan takes over in the near corner. And I agree with you. It was also a good pass, too. Lawler, it was a bullet of a pass, and Lawler had to take that one in stride, settle it down. Got a shot away, but Schäuble's been sharp, and she was sharp again against Bauer on the last sequence. Bauer's still out there trying to play make. This time the centering feed is denied out of the zone. So as we've alluded to several times, good goaltending, whether it's Kim Martine, Jessie Vetter, Christine Dufour, Rita Schäuble. All of the netminders in this rivalry seem to be coming up big thus far this year. Far side, it's Zog using that mammoth reach to get to the high slot and feed Duggan in the near circle, trying to throw to the front to Bauer. Rasmussen got her skates in the way of that. Bauer tracking it far corner. Wagner a step behind. Bauer now up top. Slusser kind of flubbed the one-timer. She didn't have her feet set. And it's fired hard off the glass and tipped out of the zone by Tuominen. 4:25 gone in the second period. 1-0 Wisconsin. Duggan's 20th, and we get a whistle for offside.
As a fan, that top line for the Badgers, they're just a pleasure to watch. I mean, they're all just so talented, so poised with the puck, and they're not trying to force anything. They're just holding it, making plays when they're there, and using the D, and they're just fun to watch.
And it's interesting to see the subtleties of it, too, because Bauer and Zog have played together for a very long time. But Megan Duggan really has added another dimension to that longtime duo. We get another whistle for offsides here. And now the three of them really, as you said, have become quite the trio. If you go down the list of top freshmen in the country this year, certainly Megan Augusta is probably in a class by herself. But after that, a number of quality players, and Megan Duggan right in that mix.
Well, it seems like UMD defensively is taking, like we were talking about in the first period, taking a little bit different approach there. Their wings, usually resigned to covering the D, are sinking in, and as a group of five in the defensive zone, they're really trying to protect the center of the ice more.
Pushed on ahead, hoping for Lawler through center. Rolling puck finds a stick of Jill Sales instead. Sales back the other way, feeds Madela. Madela steps over the line, high slot, dispossessed, supported by Aaron Olsen to the far circle, where it's tipped away by Morris, and now Keesley up left wing with Lawler. Keesley orchestrating over the line in the high slot, ridden down from behind. Transition time for the Bulldogs. Madela trying to spring Vacher, but it went through her stick, and now Lawler on the far side by the Badger bench is ridden to the ice as Wisconsin moves to offensive real estate. Keesley now to Giles. Giles in the corner. Out comes Bauer once again. So one thing that does seem to be happening, Angie, in Game 2 is we're seeing extra ice time for Wisconsin's top line, perhaps maybe trying to take advantage of what they perceive to be a fatigued UMD side.
Oh, I think so. The last couple of shifts, they've gotten some great scoring opportunities, and the Badger coaches just must be smelling blood here, figuring it's that they're due for a goal here.
That's one of the advantages Mark Johnson has. He does have four very competent lines, one of the few programs in the country that can go four deep night in and night out, so that when he does choose to shorten, some fair amount of energy reserves in the tank for Bauer and company. Faceoff will be back down by Schäuble. Still 1-0 Badgers. Duggan's 20th, and Lawler and Mickelson final minute of the first. The only goal we have thus far. Shots very even. Wisconsin with 17, UMD with 14. Rasmussen down in the near corner of her own zone, winding it around far side to Michaela Lonzo. Could not finesse by Mickelson at the point, and now it's Zog in the corner, trying to center. Rasmussen got a stick in the way of that. She's done a pretty good job tonight in terms of disrupting the offensive game. I feel like we called her name quite a bit on shot blocks and pass breakups.
She is one of the freshman defensemen that have really come on here throughout the season. Very reliable, really making the smart play, and I know the UMD coaches are happy with how she's progressed this year.
Duggan handing off to Mickelson, down from the point for a wrist shot that snaps wide. Lively carom to Rachel Bible at the near point, feeding Zog outside the ring. Now to Bible, half one-timer rolled on through to the back wall. Bauer picks it up, trying to fish it in front, but Rasmussen and Martin combine to get a stick in the way of that. But here comes Bauer walking to the front on the backhand, shoulder saved by Schäuble. Rebound kicks to Zog, kick back out to Bible, touch pass to Zog. Good offense here from the Badgers. Far side Mickelson, nice pass to Zog in front, and she one-times it just wide. Bauer down low, matched up with Wagner, trying to cycle. Wisconsin now just content to take the change after some good work offensively, and UMD finally able to force the puck beyond the blue line.
Noemi Marin just trying to clear the puck there out of her zone. She's actually using Ashley Wagner's stick, I believe. Wagner lost her stick, and as a smart forward in the defensive zone, you want your defenseman with the stick there. And in the meantime, Marin grabbed Wagner's stick, so I'm sure she felt a little bit clumsy trying to clear the puck there. But she got the job done.
Wisconsin with probably its best sustained sequence. Their goal was a bang-bang play in transition after a very good sequence of offense by UMD. But right there, the Bauer combination with Mickelson's pairing out there did a nice job of keeping UMD pinned down. Rita Schäuble made a couple of good saves. The defense did the rest, and now the faceoff is back in neutral territory with 7:10 gone in the second still. Megan Duggan's goal the difference in another tight checking and low-scoring affair between these two teams. But it's been fun to watch. Some good goaltending headlining the contest as Trepanier bats it far side to Emmanuel Blais. Blais spins away from a check in the corner, gets help from Tuominen. Sanders comes over to Seal, and the Parrish, Florida native. We got a call here. Hansen went down to the ice. Might have done a little bit of a nice job.
I think we have a penalty here on Emmanuel Blais. High stick. She's in her box. I don't think she wants to admit that she has a penalty. I believe she does know she has one. But I was just about to say right before that penalty, she's fun to watch, just a spark plug out there. It's had a number of penalties this year, but as the penalty we just saw, she's battling. She's a competitor. She's going hard for the puck. It's not a cheap play, not a lazy play. A lot of times freshmen just need to learn how to harness their energy here, and she will, but she is quite a competitor.
Blais with 20 points in 27 games. She is in the box for two, and Slusser and Mickelson are handling up top. Bauer, far side, trying to set up the Slusser one-timer. Marin is shadowing that closely. Bauer, head of the circle. There's Slusser up top. Big drive, did not go through. Caught a skate in the high slot and rolled to the corner. Bauer resets from there. Skipping a pass down to Mickelson near side. Trying to go back in front. A pinball off the Zog. Mickelson took the backhander from an angle that went high and wide. And Bauer, again, far side, down low to Duggan. Duggan pulls it back out to the perimeter. 1:20 to go on the power play. In steps Bauer for a drive. That did not go through. Marin flubs the clear as Bauer got in the way. And Mickelson along the blue line hands it off to Slusser. Far side, Bauer again. Down low, Duggan. Right back to Bauer, head of the ring. Slusser again, the one-timer. Kicked out by Shortland. Lively rebound right to the stick of Bauer. Duggan has it roll off her blade. Trepanier hacks at it. Couldn't get it past Slusser in the high slot. Nicholson backpedaling, now sidestepping along the blue line. Big cock and wind up. Let's fly. And a nice sliding shot blocked by Trepanier, who comes up a little bit lame, but got the clearance. Nicholson trying to head man for Lawler. Wisconsin looking cohesive on the power play, but UMD doing just enough to keep them at bay thus far. 40 seconds for Wisconsin to work with. Mickelson up top, another drive. Kick save is made. Schäuble reaching for it at the head of the crease. Sarah Murray is down at the edge of the crease area, and somewhere amidst the pile is the puck as the whistle is blown.
Well, it's easy to see there how the Badgers have such a amazingly high power play percentage this year. I mean, the thing I like about it is they keep it simple. I mean, they're not trying these crazy backdoor plays and these too many set plays. They're keeping it simple, trying to create the 2-on-1s, getting good shots from the point, and getting some traffic in front. And with Janelle Zog there, 6'1", she can create a lot of traffic just herself.
She's tough to move. Lawler on the far side outside the ring. Trying to walk it down low. Peltery took it off the skates. 18 seconds ago on the penalty to Blais. Coming off the midway point of the game. 1-0 Wisconsin looking for more 5-on-4. Matthews playing catch with Sanders. Wheels outside the ring. Down low, Lawler. Little give and go play is on. Lawler curls into the circle. Down low, Sanders finds some space. Wraps it in front. There was Keesley parked back door. But the pass too hot to handle. And Keesley goal line extended. We're back to 5 aside. Here comes Blais. Keesley wrists it toward goal. Fluttering puck is tipped wide. And Lawler scoops it up again in the corner. Handing off now to Kyla Sanders. Sanders leaving in turn to Keesley. Keesley down low to Lawler. Lawler working her way up the boards. Blais trying to disrupt her momentum. Collides with Sanders along the wall. Peltery there as well for the Bulldogs, as is Keesley for the Badgers. And the puck is stalled long enough to draw a whistle.
Some great chances there by both power play units of the Badgers. As you mentioned, Keesley was wide open on the side of the net there. They got the puck to her, but she couldn't get a stick on it.
So the face-off to the right of Schäuble. Still 1-0 Wisconsin. Duggan from Lawler and Mickelson. Final minute of the first period. Beautiful shot by Duggan, wristing it to the top corner. That's the only goal we have thus far. UMD's back on even footing. And here comes Michaela Alonso speeding through center. Right wing side to Wagner. Wagner with a wrist shot that sails wide. Home Love giving chase along with Emily Morris down low. Morris on the bump far side to Matthews, up to Kluchi and trying to headman from Monteleone. Didn't get to her, but did reach Kayla Hagan. Oh, big hit applied at center by Wagner. That's going to be a penalty on Ashley Wagner. And as Marin comes down low to touch up, Kayla Hagan is going to be helped to the Badger bench.
It looks like Hagan's going to be okay there, but that's pretty obvious penalty there on Wagner. I don't think she was trying to be too malicious there, but Hagan was just coming up the ice with speed. Wagner got caught flat-footed there, got her stick out, got her hands out, and just brought her down pretty hard there. And here we go, Badger power play again.
And as you predicted, Hagan is shaking it off, and she's standing on the front row of the bench, so she's okay. I think the contact there is much created by the speed at which Hagan was traveling. But a clear checking infraction in open ice, and so Wisconsin on the power play one more time. Slusser to Bauer outside the far ring. Bauer feints, now sends down low to Duggan in front, hoping for Zog, but it's hacked free and cleared by Miriam Trepanier. Slusser gliding back to play it. The Swift Current Saskatchewan native feeds Sarah Bauer out of Ontario on the left wing side. Indirect pass to Duggan. Duggan right back to Bauer. Bauer has it roll off her stick in the near circle. Mickelson, though, reaching for it. Taken by DeMule. Slusser almost came up with a nice clear along the blue line, but had to take a step back into neutral ice. Now Wisconsin will come all the way back to their own end to restart. Mickelson on the backhand, feeding it back to Slusser. On the one touch to Sarah Bauer, knifing through center ice. Bauer gains the UMD line, crisscrossing with Zog as she does so. Cuts now to the right wing side, sandwiched to the glass there by Sarah Murray. Mickelson reaching for it, trying to poke it free. And now with 58 seconds to go on the penalty to Wagner. Behind the net it goes to Megan Duggan. Duggan out the far corner, leaving for Bauer. Bauer, Zog drawing a lot of attention in front as Duggan goes up to Slusser for the charge that does not go through. On the follow, both players came up empty. Karin DeMule's second attempt on the clear, blocked by Slusser. Far side, it's Bauer one more time. Top power play unit has been out there for the first 90 seconds thus far as Duggan plays it goal line extended on the far side and trades places. Now near side to Slusser, backpedaling through the blue line. UMD very passive as you'd expect. A lot of tired legs now, a minute 40 into this kill as Mickelson fakes the shot, deals to Slusser near ring, up top to Mickelson, one-timer, kick save Schäuble, sends it to the far corner, and Bauer tracks it there. She moves back to the face-off circle. Bauer feeling pressure from Trepanier, who pokes it off the Kazmaier Award winner's stick, hands it down low to Duggan. Duggan right back to Mickelson. Here comes Mickelson charging into the slot. Wrist shot at the blocker, save. Schäuble barreled over on the follow attempt by Zog. Still Bauer possesses. We're back to five aside. Schäuble's lost her stick. Bauer fires it through the goal mouth. Nobody home. And Sanders picks up on the far side for the Badgers as they continue to menace 5-on-5. DeMule reaching for it, trying for the clear, came up empty.
Schäuble's without her stick here, Brian. She's screaming at her teammates.
And now she's got her defenseman stick instead as the puck rolls behind the cage and Madela fires it off the glass and gets the clear, so Rita can retrieve her usual piece of lumber. UMD takes a much needed icing.
Yeah, she was really screaming at her defenseman there, and the thing about it is her stick was just sitting right in the crease, right to the side of the crease there, and I'm sure it was very frustrating for her that none of her defensemen noticed.
So once again, Minnesota-Duluth facing a potent Badger power play, concedes time and space for them to operate, but collapses in just enough to not allow Wisconsin to come up with a finishing touch on the power play, and we stay 1-0 as Giles fires one through a screen off the draw, and Schäuble swats that aside. There's a penalty here on Wisconsin in front as Schäuble heads to the bench, and Marin streaks up ice as the sixth skater comes on. Noemi Marin on left wing gains the line, shouldered to the wall by Emily Morrison as Morris touches up. The call is going to be made here for a penalty to the Badgers for a slash in the offensive zone. Mark Johnson probably not going to be too happy about that, but it will send Minnesota-Duluth to the power play.
Well, I'm not going to be too much help here there because I completely missed that one.
So did I.
Lawler in the box here, but anytime you get a penalty in the offensive zone, your coaches aren't going to be happy about it. So here we'll get a look at the Bulldogs power play.
And an interesting sequence of events. So UMD bending but not breaking on 2 consecutive penalty kills, now has a chance to parlay that momentum into some power play offense of their own, and they win the ensuing draws. Peltery swings to Sales for the wrist shot that bounces in front. Loose puck tantalizingly outside the face-off circle as Home Love gathers it down low to Lonzo. Out far side to Marin. Warren, team leader with 15 goals, fires away right to the stick of Mickelson, though, and she calmly gathers and lofts it down the ice.
Wisconsin playing a bit more of a pressure penalty kill here, forcing a couple not ideal shots from the Bulldogs.
Decent crowd here on senior night, looking for a reason to get involved. You'll be trying to do that here on the 5-on-4. 6.5 to go in the second period, trailing 1-0, courtesy of Megan Duggan's 20th goal as Bible and Marin both go to the ice. And Peltery pulls it out of the pile at center, dealing it to Sales. Sales trying to thread it on through to Tuominen. Too far for her. Tuominen, though, blocks the clearance by Mickelson. Mickelson immediately pressures, and with help from Jasmine Giles, they force it back out to center. Now Tuominen. Did a nice job of controlling to get over the line. Things are all bottled up along the blue stripe, and finally the puck squirts back to the center ice insignia, and Sales on left wing steps around the first level, gains the line. Sales hits the head of the circle, wrists it just wide. The puck sails around the far side. Keesley has plenty of time to hack it down the ice. Rasmussen rotating it to Matala on the one touch. Bible breaks that up with a half minute to go on the penalty to Erica Lawler. Now here's Jamie Rasmussen, one of 3 Bulldogs out of the state of California, feeding Tawny Matala. Trying to drop past to DeMule, who in turn trying to thread it to Tuominen. That came up begging in the high slot. Matala wheeling up to the blue line, hands off to Rasmussen. Telegraphed the pass, and the long stick of Duggan tips it out of the zone one more time. Matala banking it now to Emmanuel Blais. Blais on the left wing side gains Badger ice. Final seconds of the power play. Down low, Karin DeMule. DeMule behind the net. Far side to Tuominen. Hits off the corner boards to Keesley. Tuominen takes it off Keesley's blade. Keeps the Badgers pinned down at 5-on-5 as Blais forces the turnover now behind the net. She's canceled out against the glass. Out of the penalty box is Lawler and into the play in possession of the puck. She threads it near side to Morris, and here comes Emily Morris up right wing. Center ice, it's Wagner. Homelove bumping with Duggan. Homelove wins that battle, wins the puck forward, gains the line onside is Lonzo. Homelove in the circle, wrist shot, stick save Dufour. Klutsian gathers a loose disc down low, runs into trouble in the form of Michaela Lonzo. Spinning with it is Marin, losing though to Morris, who scoops it to the near corner and is scooped up by Bobby Jo Slusser. Slusser off the wall, that's denied by Homelove. Bouncing puck finally finds the stick of Lawler. Lawler perusing on ahead, trying to spring Klutsian just out of her reach, and it's Rasmussen instead for the Bulldogs, wheeling in her own end and firing hard off the glass and down. This should be an icing as it goes the distance.
Bulldogs probably not too happy with that power play opportunity. Never really got a chance to set up and get some good scoring chances. But give credit to Wisconsin. They're applying pressure and not allowing them to get in the zone and get some quality shots.
Those must be some pretty good battles in practice between that Wisconsin PK and power play on a daily basis. Off the draw, kind of a stalemate in the circle. Finally squirts free to Bible. Bible on the swing now to Matthews. Wrist shot. Schäuble a clear line of sight. An easy stick save. Bouncing puck to the near corner of the UMD zone as we're under 4 to go in the second period here at the deck. Brian Schultz, Angie Francisco on hand. USCHO game of the week has been a good one. Megan Duggan's 20th in the final minute of the first. The only goal we have on the board. So this game thus far at least taking a similar complexion to last night's as Matala trying to change that wrist shot and do 4 with the glove in the right place at the right time one more time.
Excellent breakout pass there by Sarah Murray. Sarah Murray is another freshman defenseman who, like Jamie Rasmussen, has really come on, really been solid back there on the blue line for the Bulldogs. Sarah, of course, the daughter of Andy Murray, the newly appointed, well, what has it been, a month or so, 2 months, coach of the St. Louis Blues. Quite a hockey family.
Off the draw, Blais. Shot shot is blocked. Right, Andy's son Brady played for North Dakota for a while, then went over to Europe. And actually, I believe there's another son who is headed to the college ranks shortly, Jordy Murray. All those players spending time at Shattuck St. Mary's along the way. Faceoff will be to Schäuble's left here. With 3:24 on the second period clock, Tuominen matched up with Bauer, and Tuominen wins it back to the corner, but Zog gets the first touch. Finds the outlet up top in Mickelson, sidestepping as she feeds Bauer in the circle. Down low, looking for the tip, nicely from Zog. A good adjustment by Schäuble to make the save, as Zog was essentially posting up at the edge of the crease. Starting the cycle now to Bauer, has her stick canceled by Tuominen. Tuominen to the point, got it beyond the blue line. Mickelson trying to hold desperately, but a hand in the air from the linesman. So Duluth looking for the clear, foiled for the moment. Zog takes it over. Tuomainen and crosses sticks with her. Support comes in the form of Kyla Sanders, and Sanders races down low, swinging far side to Bauer, who has some space to work with. Now Sanders in front. Zog's stick was tied up. Bauer on the follow, trying to find a lane. Snaps one high and wide of the near corner. Good pressure again by Wisconsin. Slusser to Mickelson near side. Mickelson didn't get all of that shot. Taps her stick on the ice in frustration as Sarah Murray gathers on the far side. Fires it hard off the glass and down, and UMD will take another icing to get some fresh legs out.
And another onslaught of opportunities there by the Bauer line. Zog has really been camping out in front of that Bulldog net. As you said, she was posted up there. Tough to move, but if any goalie in the country can see around her or above her, it's going to be Rita Schäuble.
Good point. This game, this second period actually also shaping up sort of like last night's. The shot differential really changed in that middle frame. I think the Badgers actually limited UMD to one shot in the middle period last night. We'll see why tonight. A couple power plays have aided the cause, but they've generated some good pressure 5-on-5. However, to UMD's defensive credit, they have not allowed additional goals and are still just one shot away from tying this game 1-0 as we hit the final 2 minutes of the second period. Noemi Martin, an outstanding softball player in addition to her exploits on the rink, carries forward on the right wing side. Martin with speed, trying to turn the corner, works her way behind the net, stays on her feet, but was bumped just wide enough. And she lost control of the puck, and Sanders couldn't get by Stales at the point. Backed up, though, by Morris. Morris hacks it into space, and Alonso glides back to play it as Tia Hansen and company head off on a change. Near side, Jill Sales. Patiently now to Alonso. Pushes on ahead to Erin Olsen. Olsen pushes over the line, and now it's Alonso in the far corner. Matched up with Morris as she chips it behind the net, looking for Madela. Taken instead by Erica Lawler with 1:25 on the second period clock. The spin move from Lawler in her own zone. Lawler now tucking it right wing side to Jasmine Giles, and Giles out of Ontario slaps it deep as Vacher meets Keesley behind the net. The bouncing puck squirts out in front for a moment. Contact between Lawler and Madela, and the puck is worked back up the ice on left wing as Rasmussen will contest for it with Rachel Bible. Rasmussen being harassed as she tried to maneuver behind the net. Vacher applying heat to Mickelson. Mickelson canceled out Vacher in the corner with 55 on the clock. Good hard work from both teams here as it's taken free by Mickelson. Mickelson threading to Giles, and away goes Giles with Lawler, setting foot over the red line and dropping it deep. Swordlin stopping in turn for Ashley Wagner. Wagner up the wall. Bauer holds for a moment. 35 seconds. It's still in the UMD end. Rasmussen one-handing after it. Zog comes up with it. Losing, though, in turn to Madeline, who gets kind of hung up on the side of her own cage. Madeline now gets under it on the backhand and escapes beyond Emily Morris at the point. With 20 seconds, the Badgers come back to their own end, looking for one final rush. Morris on the left wing side bounces one through the stick of their intended receiver, Duggan. Zog catches up in the corner, centers it in front. Schredlin sticks it away. The follow by Slusser. Blocker save. Heavy scramble is on in front, and Rasmussen got a stick to it but couldn't clear. 8 seconds as Morris tees up a wrist shot that's partially blocked. Hits off the high glass down low. Bauer trying to protect against Wagner, but time is going to run out. And so the second period, very much a story of good sustained pressure by the Badgers, but good in tight defense by the UMD Bulldogs. And after 40 minutes of play, it's just like it was at the end of one. It's still Megan Duggan's 20th the difference. 1-0 Wisconsin on top.